Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, this season 8 of Game of Thrones has really been, bugging me with some of the things, but especially the Battle of Winterfell, episode 3. And I think that D&D, they should have listened to some of George R. R. Martin's advice that he's been saying for years about why he kills characters and good story writing. So check this out.
But if I'm going to write about war, if any writer is going to write about war, then I want him to treat war honestly. And one thing I know about war from people who served in Vietnam and served in other wars is, it does bring out the beast in men, and anybody can die. It doesn't matter if you're the hero. So it irritates me when I'm watching a movie and or reading a book and the hero is going through incredible dangers, him and his 6 buddies, and none of them die. Maybe one of them gets wounded at some point, but they all survive pretty much untouched at the end. I mean, and
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt at the end of the Battle of Winterfell. It was like they the characters, they were in so much trouble. Some of them were like surrounded and covered with whites, and all of a sudden they're just fine. And Sam is on the ground stabbing White Walkers, but he still managed to make it. So it was like you said, it's an irritating thing. And in this next clip, he's going to talk about how to create the right kind of fear in your audience. This is something I think they could have incorporated for this season, because right now seems like they stretch it out with filler while like heavily protecting the main characters to add like some shock value instead of true value to the story.
if you're going to
Fear
enter,
is the feeling you want your readers to have. Yeah.
yes, actually, in a word, if you're going to write about fearful situations, I want you to have fear and the right kind of fear. I mean, we go on roller coaster rides and we're scared, right? That roller coaster rides are scary, supposedly, but we're not really scared. We know that we're going to get off the roller coaster after 3 minutes, and however high we go, and then we plunge down, and there's a certain thrill and I guess an adrenaline rush or something like that. So we like to be scared in certain senses, but that's one kind of fear. But there's another kind of fear that you feel when, like, you're all alone and you're walking in a bad neighborhood, and suddenly you hear footsteps behind you, and you turn and you see some people coming, and you don't know who the hell they are, and that's a moment, or a moment that a soldier or a policeman or anyone fears when they're in a situation where their life is on the line. I mean, that's a much more visceral kind of fear, and that's the kind of fear I want the reader to feel. I mean, I think writing is about strong emotions. I want you to be afraid when I'm putting the characters in a scary situation. When a character dies, I want you to grieve for that character.
And I think that's what season 8 as a whole, especially episode 3, it took away that visceral fear for me. And I'm sure a lot of other fans, based off what I'm seeing. It's like the plot armor is so thick, and it's so many situations that these people walk away from, and you're just like, kind of makes you care less as well. Let me know what you think about George R. R. Martin's um, interview, what he said about fear and war and how realistic things should be, and how to create a, a sense of the need to mourn when a character dies. Be sure to subscribe and like, and if you have negative things to say, keep them constructive or be blocked. Bye.